I will show you how to transform this video into a spooky Halloween scene with the help of AI. First off, I needed a good base video. I picked one that seemed like a solid choice. For the heavy lifting, I used Runway ML. I was aiming for a slightly eerie vibe, something that would fit with the Halloween theme, which is actually coming soon. The first try had some interesting elements, but it just didn't have the vibe and look I was looking for. It was too bright and it didn't quite set the mood. But the second attempt nailed what I had in my mind. Nevertheless, the background wasn't great. Actually, it was really bad. But the main character looked solid, so I decided to stick with this version. To create the new background, I had to do a bit of Photoshop generative fill. I used it to remove character and expanded the scene. Then I simplified the background into a kind of depth map to use as the base for the AI generated scene. I used MidJourney to create a visual style which I liked and matched the scene. I knew I would combine everything in Firefly later because it handles the composition better, but MidJourney just gives way better artistic look. I am used to mixing these tools. The image itself had the right composition, but it came out a bit grainy. To polish it up, I ran it through a Crea enhancer. All I had to do was just to upload it and let the tool do what it's supposed to do. But as you can see, the difference was huge, especially on the pavement. It went from looking super grainy to nice and clean. Once that was done, I jumped into After Effects for the real challenge. I wanted to track the background and replace it so that this creepy little character would be dancing in a completely different environment. The original background with buildings just didn't work, plus the movement of the moon was all wrong. In case of perspective, it made no sense at all. I planned to do a simple camera trick, but with the image being in portrait mode and the character constantly moving around, it wasn't that straightforward. I had to use multiple reference points to log in the composition. It wasn't easy, but in the end, I made it work. Kind of. I mean, yeah, it could be done better, but for this experimental project, it was good enough. To make the background feel more alive, I added some moving clouds and bats, making sure they were all tracked to the scene. I was also thinking running it through Runway so it will make it move a bit, but then I decided not to. I realized there is no way I could handle two different camera movements, so I did it manually. Then I separated the character from the background using rotoscoping, which worked pretty well. I cleaned up the edges, added a glow effect and blended it all together nicely. And when I put everything together with the final color grading, it came out looking pretty decent. I exported it and ended up with a really low resolution at 24 FPS. And well, that's a shame, it looks bad. Luckily, I ran it through Topaz to upscale the resolution and boost the frame rate. Now the video is twice as big and it has 50 FPS, which looks much smoother, and overall it is enhanced in picture quality. And that is the result which I am happy with. But there is still something missing. It's a scene where a pumpkin creature dances. And that's really weird if you don't have fitting music in it. But we have a fix for this. I used Suno and created a track with the prompt Halloween breakdance medium fast spooky creepy beats. That's it. And the results came out surprisingly good on the first try. But I chose this one. So if you have any questions or ideas for next video, put it in comments. And that's all for today. Take care and let's play Pumpkin Guy one more time.